Formula One returns home. It's Bethlehem for motorsport fans. Welcome to Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. It's round 10 of the 2023 campaign, so far utterly dominated by Red Bull. This weekend in Silverstone though, weather could play a factor and another crazy race. After this we move away to a 2-week break before Hungary and Belgium lead us to the summer break. Then we return a month later at the Netherlands at Zandvoort, then the Italian Grand Prix to round out the European season. Then it's over to Singapore and Japan back to back before Qatar and the United States take us with sprint races before Mexico, Brazil, the last sprint race of the year, United States once again at Las Vegas, and the season rounds out in Abu Dhabi. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen leads on 229 points, Sergio Perez now on 148, Fernando Alonso 131, Lewis Hamilton on 106, Carlos Sainz 82, Charles Leclerc 72, George Russell the same, Lance Stroll 44, Esteban Ocon 31, Lando Norris rounds out the top 10 on 24. Pierre Gasly has 16, Nico Hülkenberg 9, Alexander Albon on 7, Oscar Piastri 5, Valtteri Bottas also 5, Zhou Guanyu is on 4, 2 apiece for Tsunoda and Magnussen, no points so far for Logan Sargent and Nick de Vries. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull have 377 points. Mercedes in second on 178 are only 3 clear of Aston Martin on 175. Ferrari closing them in on 154. Alpine now on 47. McLaren on 29. Haas have 11. Alfa Romeo on 9. Williams on 7. AlphaTauri only on 2. Let's take a look around a former RAF airbase. It's Silverstone, 3.660 miles, 18 turns and some of the best corners on the planet. It's Bethlehem for Formula One. This is where it all started in 1950. Get a good exit out of the last corner club, across the line and hurtle down towards turn 1 at Abbey. 8th gear flat out, lift over to 7th, then just coast down towards Farm, back to full throttle. First heavy wheel braking spot down all the way, 3rd gear into Village. 2 tight left-handers coming up, the loop as well, which opens up the throttle slightly before a fast attack into Aintree. DRS open as you enter down the Wellington Straight towards Brooklands, reaching maximum RPM as well. Fly the car in 5th gear, control the acceleration as well through Brooklands into Lovefield. Double apex corner as well. Be careful not to make the car slide out as well. And attack through a long sweeping right across the National Start Straight at Woodcote. Next up, it's the fearsome Cops corner. If you can take him flat out, perfect, but don't be afraid to brake and lift down to 7th gear. Attack back to full throttle for the first 2 parts of the Maggotts-Beckett complex. Flat out before lifting slightly as well, 7th gear. Beckett requires quite a lot of braking as well, down to 5th gear as you attack onto Chapel now. Open up the DRS once again and down the Hanger Straight. Once again, the engine is singing as you head down towards Stowe, named because of the Stowe's all just behind the grandstand. Flipping the car in, 5th gear corner as well. Down the slight crest, down towards the pit lane entrance, in towards the Vale chicane. Brake at 70 metres into 3rd gear, flick the car into the left. Then the right, it becomes almost apex because it leads into Club at turn 18, across the control line, and that is a lap of Silverstone. It's the greatest race on the calendar. It is the home of Formula One. Welcome to the British Grand Prix. The 58th running here at Silverstone, but it is the 74th British Grand Prix. We've raced at Aintree, Brands Hatch, Donington, and here at Silverstone. But this is where it all began. A former RAF base as well, back in 1948, hosted its first ever race, the first ever round of the World Championship in 1950, over 1,000 races ago. We've been live already this morning. We've done a free practice for Formula 3 and Formula 2. We've done a botched attempt at broadcasting outside and trying to get Jesse in trackside. Signal has not played with us, but it's time for all that tomfoolery to stop. It's time to head down and get to the action for the British Grand Prix. Megan's going to be joining me in the box shortly as well, but alongside me right now for the first practice session is Synth Olanomi. And Synth, starting with you, you've got a home race. You got that back. You know the passion of it, the feeling of it. Home race for me as well, but is there a feeling out there that this is special for fans outside of the UK British Grand Prix? Do you get the feeling that this is sort of a homecoming for Formula One? What's your thoughts coming into this race?
Yeah, this is always a special one. You can see it from the fans, from the atmosphere and everything, that this one is a special one on the calendar. And it does really kind of feel like this is the home race of Formula One. This is always going to be on the calendar, and it's always going to be an interesting race. So I'm really looking forward to this one.
Omi, we've been in the boxes. We've done the botched outside live. It is hot out there as well. I'm starting, I think, to burn after just by putting sun cream on. It's really hot out there. It's only 22 degrees. It's 23 degrees over at Silverstone, not too far away. And the humidity, though, is the thing that gets you. 43% humidity, track temperature 39. This is unprecedented. How are they going to get a good weekend, whereas we're going to have rain tomorrow?
Yeah, it was absolutely boiling when I was out there. So, really, really hot. But yeah, it's going to be another great F1 weekend, hopefully. But this is a circuit that has to deliver. Always does deliver in Formula One. An iconic racetrack, a lot of different iconic corners, and it's just a brilliant circuit for Formula One. So I absolutely love this place. And I'm excited that I'll be going there later on this year as well. So but what a circuit this is, Silverstone, and hopefully it will give us a lot of great action.
Starting with you as well, Synth, coming into this weekend, Max Verstappen is on a run of races. He's dominated everything from Miami onwards as well. So that's now Miami, Monaco, Spain, then in Canada and Austria. He's won 5 on the bounce. He's ahead in the championship by an insane amount of points. He will still be the champion. He could miss this race. He could miss Hungary. He could miss the sprint and the double at Spa and still be the championship leader by the time he goes home to the Netherlands. So, really, what's the point? It's really now we're just sort of going like, well, who could take the odd win? The championship looks dead.
Yeah, the battle for the lead, there's basically no battle for the lead anymore, but it's still quite exciting behind it. But yeah, of course, Formula One, we want a battle for the lead, but we may have to wait another year for that to happen, because this is an incredibly dominant season from Verstappen and Red Bull.
Do you see anybody else taking it this weekend other than Red Bull? Ferrari last one here a year ago. In fact, it'll be a year as well on Sunday. And could Mercedes take it? Lewis Hamilton going for an 9th British Grand Prix win in his 17th appearance?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be possible, especially with the rain tomorrow. It could be that maybe FP2, with how much rain is expected, FP2 could be the result for qualifying. You never know, but that could always maybe change some things, which could be a disadvantage to Verstappen and can help anyone else out to maybe take a win. And finally, a non-Red Bull victory this weekend. That would be quite interesting to see.
Just taking a look as Channel 4 have gone live as well in our secondary picture up here in the commentary box. It is time to get underway. Here it is then. This is the first practice session for the British Grand Prix. In 1948, after the end of the Second World War, Great Britain was littered with disused airfields. One of those was RAF Silverstone. Who had the bright idea of turning this into a racetrack? Little did they know what it would start. Almost 74 years later, we are here once again. It's the track that birthed Formula One, the beginning of the regulations that have set over 70 years of World Championship battles. Everyone considers this place Bethlehem. 66.56% of the lap is spent at full throttle. It's over a 5-kilometre circuit, 18 turns in total, top speed over 206 miles an hour. So what makes this track so special? Because it's got legend names attached to it. We've got Copse, Maggots, Beckett's, Interchapel, the Hanger Straight, Stowe, Vale, Club, the Hamilton Straight that takes you on to the start of the lap, coming through at Abbey, Interfarm, Village, the Loop, Aintree, the Wellington Straight, Brooklands, Luffield, Woodcote, and then back down towards Copse on the National Straight. This place is awesome. There is always electricity in the air when Formula One comes home to the British Grand Prix. Track temperature 23 degrees is the air. Track temperature now 39. 43% humidity, not too bad. Getting up there as well, looking very energetic. And alongside me in the commentary box, Megan Birch walking in shortly as well. But alongside me is Omi and Synth. And Omi, we'll start with you on this one. British Grand Prix at home, beautiful sunshine. Let's enjoy it while we have it, because there's going to be more rain on the air. Hello.
Yeah, but I'm now a bit sad.
Yeah.
No.
Who is it?
Who
is it? Who is on F1 TV?
Edwards.
Ben Edwards.
Yup.
Hey, Benjamin.
Now I gotta work out how the hell am I gonna do this? How do I right? Am I gonna have to record Channel 4s and then download it?
Well, if it helps, they've put David Coulthard trackside, I've just noticed as well. So Ben Edwards is on the F1 TV commentary. That's because Alex Jakes is in the commentary box. That's disappointing to say the least, but hey-ho, we'll keep getting there. Synth, welcome to you. Silverstone, British Grand Prix, always an exciting one. But the atmosphere is through the roof now because practice is going to be so crucial because it's a dry race, but tomorrow is going to be raining. So they've got to do all their simulation data in 2 sessions.
Yeah, that's right. We've got two practice sessions here to try and get the best strategy. So maybe we won't see too many quality runs because these track conditions aren't going to be representative to tomorrow's qualifying. We'll see that in FP3, I suppose. But let's see. Maybe, and I know that I think I heard there was a lot of rain coming tomorrow, an actual storm or something. So maybe FP2 could be important in that case. I don't know what they're going to do with qualifying if it can't go ahead, but let's just hope and assume that it can go ahead as we see that in the pit lane.
Megan's walked into the back of the commentary box, 1 minute to go. Unusual that she's here on a Friday, to be fair. Hello.
Very unusual, yes.
But it's a special occasion. It's the British Grand Prix. Look, there's David Coulthard. Time and Tile's going to be up there. British Grand Prix, go for it.
Just walked into a front room and I realised you stole something.
Yeah, didn't you notice when you were in here earlier during the live?
Yeah, but my mind went to the other one.
I mean that one.
You can't steal both.
I have stolen both the speaker stands to keep the monitors up because
Well,
otherwise
that one better go back because the phone looks weird just so far down.
I know. Well, just sit back and enjoy because we've got multiple TV pictures up here. We've got the F1 as we see Fernando Alonso at the end of the pit lane getting ready to head out onto the circuit, followed by I think one of the Red Bulls of Max Verstappen. So they're all getting set to go out. 8 seconds time, and then the British Grand Prix first practice session will be under green. And away we go. We are underway for the British Grand Prix. And the Red Bulls are going to be first out onto the circuit as well. Out they come 2 by 2.
Oh, not those damn wire things again.
Yeah, they're doing practice starts in the pit lane as well, which is always nice to see. Megan, go on.
Those wire things look like a grill.
It is very weird because I'm slightly relieved by this. The Channel 4 pictures are 4 seconds behind the Sky pictures, which is brilliant, because if we miss something, we can just take a look down here. They've gone back to Ted, but the car's leaving the pit lane. Sergio Perez out there as well. And I think, Megan, as well, the thing we're going to see out here is Red Bull with the aero race coming on now, as well as we can see on the image. They want to do as much testing as possible, because they know how crucial it is, because with the rain coming in, as I was hearing from since a minute ago.
There's rain.
They're coming tomorrow, mainly. Rain tomorrow.
Glad we're not near Silverstone.
That's what I was going to say.
Poor Jess.
Oh, yeah, poor Jess. Jess is trackside for us as well. Hi, Jess, if you're listening. So, it sounds A-OK to me as they come through. I suppose, could you just do me a favour, Megan?
What?
Could you just text Luke and say, I think we could do in the morning and possibly the afternoon, but a bit later. Just say yes, it should be possible as they come through. George Russell into Cop's Corner. I want to say a big hello if you're listening to us trackside. I know quite a lot of you are this weekend via our coverage around all the radio networks. So welcome along. It's going to be absolutely brilliant to see you and hear you. We're just trying to get our data screens operational up in the commentary box at the moment because we're still having a bit of failure with one. Just got to check time as they come out. So then, so it's Ben Edwards, but I'll tell you what, just to make Omi happy, shall we hear from Alex Jakes? Oh, hang on a minute, we've lost TV pictures. Where are they gone? Okay. Well, they're here, but we lost TV pictures. So let's hear from Alex Jakes.
Hopefully that's not caused a failure.
Stroll Radio.
I've got to limp home.
Yeah. Hang on.
Why is he limping home?
Limp home mode is in as we take a look. Let's listen in.
If ET had said fire, it would be really depressing.
Here you go. Oh, Megan, go get your TV remote from inside. It's gone wrong. Yeah, that has caused a failure. Sorry about that. So what? Oh, there you go. Sorry about that. We tried to get in, but it's not working at the moment. It did cause a little bit of a failure. We've lost it now to Channel 5. Yeah. Always fun. Anyway, out they come then onto the circuit.
I also just seen.
Say again? Yeah, it's all gone
I've
wrong.
also just seen that. Oh,
Okay, we've lost Omi.
just gone.
Yeah, we've lost Omi. Let's get back to Synthel then. Russell's on a lap time, come through Maggott and Beckett. He's flat out. It's looking quite good now, isn't it?
Yeah, pushing on the hards, maybe trying a strategy, maybe starting on the hards. I think we're gonna see a two-stop maybe here because this track does really, it's quite difficult with these tires to go for a one-stop. So maybe he's gonna go for a two-stop. Is Omi back?
Yes, I think he is. Omi, can you hear
Am I
me?
not here?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Hello. Oh, I was saying that Mari Raghunathan is tested in F1 car.
Yeah, I've seen it as well.
Say again?
Is this some kind of echo? Because I can hear Synthel twice.
Yeah, there's something going on. Omi, I would disconnect. You've got a problem, severe problem. As we see George Russell flying through. As we'll just continue on without him for a second. Someone's been messing around with my timing towers. Okay, Omi, try again. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi, that's better. Right, go on. Continue.
Right, I'll just say, I think there's an echo.
How come this only happens in Formula One? Omi has a massive mistake. Megan, please, talk. Tell me, what's going on out there on the circuit right now?
Hi. Norris has just gone into third, and that remote for some reason, I think it needs new batteries, because when I tapped it on its back last night, it worked again. I think it just needs new batteries. Right, so Gasly is currently top, so that's nothing to go by. I'm not even sure they've set timings yet, because I can't see the time towers. I think it's just about to come on. I think Max Verstappen's just gone top with a 1:30.443.
Yeah, so he's gone fastest overall in this session. Right, let's try
I
it
think
again.
track's gonna get quicker and quicker every lap as well a little bit. Oh, now I hear myself double. I don't know. That's okay. Well, anyways, I think what Omi tried to say was about Mahavir Raghunathan, right? Testing a McLaren at Portimao in a Formula 1 car.
Lewis 11 times.
I know.
So he's got a way to go, but it's an impressive start.
He
from him.
has, and yeah, that, as we were talking about that win last year, to get Mercedes' only win of 2022, and your teammates Lewis Hamilton, that's very impressive. But I think this year is a better test and a better comparison with the two. So it's interesting. Going to be interesting to see how that turns out. Obviously, Lewis has an advantage of 34 points at the moment.
Quick, do the maths. Yeah,
exactly.
Lewis is on 106 and George on 72. I'm interested to know though, because you touched on it. Great performance in Canada. It felt like their trajectory was up and up and up, and then suddenly
Is it working now?
nowhere. What will the mood be like in the team? We know they're predicting that actually Silverstone is fairly similar to Barcelona, where they had a strong result, and they hope the W4 team will work better here. But it was definitely, there's no getting away from it, a step backwards in Austria.
Well, when you look at the results, yes. But it's such a strange circuit. I always found it very different to anything else out there.
The Red Bull Ring.
Yeah, the Red Bull Ring. It's definitely unique in the way that you drive it and the way that the car works around there. So, yeah, Toto said himself that, they're going to be more competitive. This is probably the most competitive circuit for them over the next few. So I think they'll be fighting for a podium, but there's so much competition at the front now behind Max and Red Bull. You have Ferrari, Aston, and even McLaren.
I mean, Max already nearly a second ahead.
Okay, back with us. Let's see if this works now as well. We've had a few technical gremlins lurking over from the Austrian Grand Prix weekend. Synth, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Fantastic.
I don't hear myself double, so that's good news.
Omi, hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Brilliant. Megan, you're already
Yeah.
there. You can already hear me. Right.
I can always hear you.
Great. Okay, right, let's get back on track, boys, and start about this weekend. Synth, love to get your thoughts on the calendar that they've brought out this year, the 2024 regulations. It's a lot, isn't it? 24 races in 24, returning, of course, with the Chinese Grand Prix and bringing in as well one more other race, which I can't remember the destination of. Where are we going next year?
Well, I think it's the same as this year. This year we had, didn't we have 23 races here?
Yeah, China back and Emilia Romagna
Yeah.
back on. Yeah. So, what do you reckon?
Oh,
Is it a good calendar? Or is it too much?
Well, from a race fan perspective, of course, the more racing the better. But I think for them it's going to be a bit too busy, especially if I'm correct. We've got 2 triple headers to end with, so we got 6 races in 7 weeks. The final 6 races.
Yes, yeah.
I think that's going to be absolute crazy. And you've already got a full year behind you, and then you've got those extremely chaotic final 7 weeks to end the season.
Megan?
From a commentating standpoint, it's evil.
It's evil.
Yes. It's pure evil from a commentating standpoint. Because with all the other races that goes on in other motorsports, it means you're never going to have a weekend off.
David Coulthard is trackside. Let's go down to DC and hear from him.
Where the balance of the car is, and as you see the cars come through there, the Haas, and not quite as quick as a Red Bull, of course, but still nonetheless incredibly impressive, as then the following cars there are just getting themselves ready for a build lap. Verstappen has opened the accounts as the fastest guy. Good to see that Stroll, whatever that issue was, has been rectified, because he's going pretty well. And yeah, good to see that we've got Hamilton, Russell and Norris all up and performing. But yeah, the wind is definitely pushing across this corner. Now that's a good thing when you have what is effectively a sort of heavy headwind as they come into Beckett's, because that means the airspeed over the car is faster than the ground speed, so it gives the perception of more downforce. So early days, but really impressive to see the speed of the cars through this fast Beckett section.
Thank you, David Coulthard, who is down there as well for us as into the pit lane. We heard from Max Verstappen there for a second on the radio, just once again, not complaining that much, but just saying about how the car's not setting up correctly. So pretty much his usual standpoint, Synth, on what he stands at this weekend.
Yeah, and with a few different liveries this weekend. We've got the McLaren. I like the chrome, actually. I think it looks very good. We have a few little tweaks on other cars, I think as well. We know Williams with celebrating, what was it, 800th race or something?
800th, yeah, but technically this is only their 799th race. They're doing it one early because it got cancelled. So yeah.
Oh yeah, right. yeah, that's true. So yeah, but just a little British flag on the back of their car, so looks very nice, I think. I don't think other cars have changed livery. Maybe
Aston Martin are running a slightly different livery. McLaren have got the chrome livery. Williams has got a British Grand Prix livery as well. So 3 teams have changed going into this weekend.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, so it's a special one.
Yellow flag is out on the track at sector 8. Not seeing what that is on any timing screen.
Nick de Vries, probably.
Oh no, is he?
In last field.
Love it, yeah. So is he stalled? Is he stopped to the track? No, he's lost it. Oh, is he going to get out? Yes, keeps it out of the gravel trap. Nicely done.
Yeah, we just heard the team radio from Verstappen that the grip, there's no grip and it's getting worse and worse. So apparently, Nick de Vries has noticed that, I guess, and he's found the gravel trap down in Laffield. Yeah.
So say again, Megan.
I want to say it was a good thing because that means there's less chance of Max winning.
Hang
I
on.
just want one non-Red Bull win. Is that too much to ask?
Omi, did you hear Megan?
Yes.
Before I unmuted her.
No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
That's good. That's good. I was slightly worried then for a second. That was a problem. Also, our driver tracker is not working, so that's even better.
It's
right
Friday. It takes time to work out the kinks.
Formula One.
Yeah.
There's always some struggles.
Here's De Vries then.
Here.
We saw that in Formula 3 and Formula 2. He just locked the rear and drift into the back of the gravel trap. Not nice.
So easy to do. I wonder if you're gonna be a little bit too wide and you're gonna lose the rear end. It looks like there's nothing you can do about it, and it looks like he didn't do anything wrong, but probably from their perspective they're gonna know what they did wrong, but it's difficult to see from this, and I guess he maybe just got a little bit too wide and a bit too much speed, but it looks so easy to do, and luckily De Vries was able to get it out of the gravel track.
Channel 4 aren't going to be happy. They've already gone to an ad break and they just spent 2 minutes on a VT. Confirmed, De Vries spun and continued at turn 7. We saw it. But the timing tower still wants to put it up for us as we are waiting for our driver tracker to load, which is always the way. Yeah, it's being a pain. Give me a sec, guys.
Yeah.
Do you know, I'm honestly getting quite, not angry, but like frustrated, Megs, because it's just taking its time, isn't it? It's Discord that's also holding it up. And also, you're now going to see exactly what you have to do. It's chaotic, this, isn't it?
It is very chaotic, though I've just seen a very interesting piece of information come up on saying, in fact, that Lewis Hamilton has been the one to, in the last 10 British Grand Prix, to win 7 of them.
Yeah, he went on a run as well, got stopped, didn't he, by Sebastian Vettel in 2018, then went and won the Grand Prix then as well. So
yeah, I love how they swapped. They won at each other's home races.
Back in 2018, yeah.
It was funny, it was like revenge.
A dish best served cold was the statement as well from everybody, as we just get that driver tracker perfect and get the boys back up in the comments box. It's all good. Do you know, I blame Channel 4. Every time Channel 4 do it live, we always have a few issues. But also, I think, Megan, the heat. It's hotter, isn't it, here at the moment? It's getting so much...
Yeah, normal, yeah.
Yeah, it's getting so much hotter.
Honestly, I prefer Sky's pictures.
It's hot here as well.
Yeah. There you go, by the way, Megan. You
I think it's 26, 27 degrees here in the Netherlands as well, so it's just getting some crazy weather.
Also, we've got...
After the big storm as well on Wednesday, did you hear that?
Yeah, we did, yes. Yeah.
Massive storm.
Do you know, there's another problem as well with all this that we haven't thought of. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 monitors with a lot of heat, sort of.
Yeah, and it's annoying my eyes.
Yeah, so we'll have to get a fan in, I think, somehow, for the remainder of the weekend, just to circulate some air. We've got the door open to the box, but it's just mega hot.
Wait a minute.
Hamilton has said no grip currently on the team radio.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I think. These are real Verstappen conditions if you hear it, because he's always the one who's flying with no grip. Look at Sainz with a big moment of oversteer in the final corner, and he's improving a little as well, up at the second, but still the gap is 9/10, and Verstappen's on the hards as well.
Mega impressive right now for Max Verstappen to go this faster out there on the circuit. Let's get this all working correctly because it's all muddled up now, isn't it? There we go. Megan, what are you pointing at?
I just worked it out.
What?
Where that came from.
This television?
Yeah.
It's the
I've
one...
only just clicked, but that's not usually there.
Yeah, hang on, so you walk into this commentary box and you realise that the stands here, the timing monitor's elevated now, and there's another monitor. You took that in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you know why that monitor's there?
No.
Channel 4?
Let's see why we need it.
So we can see Channel 4's coverage? We just went trackside with David Coulthard. That's why it's there.
Okay.
And also, Verstappen Radio.
That's just driving on ice.
Imagine how
Where are you?
He's driving on ice, but he's fastest on a 1:29.853. It's changed again.
Do you know what? If you're driving on ice, can you go into the gravel trap, please?
How are we laggy, by the way, on YouTube? Just let us know. But how much is he actually pushing? He's into the pit lane now.
Yeah.
But he's on hard, as you said, Synth. I mean, this is just unbelievable.
I think they think this is just...
We know Verstappen always pushes to the max, and especially in these tricky conditions, we know he can be very quick. Everyone is struggling. It's not just him. We heard Lewis Hamilton just say there was no grip. We saw De Vries in the gravel trap, and some like Sainz drifting out as well. So there's just looks like there's just barely any grip around the circuit for now. So and we're gonna probably see sometimes just get quicker and quicker over the course of the weekend. And yeah, it's going to be for now pretty tricky, and everything is going to be washed away tomorrow as well with the rain. So it's a very good, very good weekend, and the race could be very low grip as well. Then,
Megan,
I think it's time they retire the whole entire track. I think that's why there's just not any grip.
well, they did. They retired it in 2018. It was rubbish, so they redid it for 2019. It's only a couple of years old.
And what are they doing to it?
It's abrasive of Silverstone. It's so what?
So a bug.
one,
Megan's seen a bug.
what's he?
I didn't see what type it was, so...
Megan, it's oh my goodness me. I have no idea. Zach Brown.
Over the season.
Zach is Karun. I always think it's important to understand. I mean, it's great to be quick, but I think it's also important to understand why you were quick, right? We know McLaren have always been strong at the Red Bull ring historically. Do you think that performance came from it being a circuit that suits you guys, or did the upgrades really deliver what you were hoping for there?
I think a bit of both. The upgrades clearly worked, but it is a circuit that we're usually strong at, as is Lando. So I think that's why we need to see what happens here in Silverstone and see how Oscar feels about him before we get too excited. But it was definitely clearly a step forward. The men and women back at the factory McLaren did a fantastic job getting the car improved.
You've also done a fantastic job on the livery. Just tell us about this chrome livery with Google, a celebration of your years in 2006 to 2014, defined, of course, by Lewis and championship in 08. It looks great. You happy with it?
Yeah, very happy with it. I think with this being our 60-year anniversary, we're celebrating some of our history, and of course the chrome livery was quite iconic, and great that we've got Google Chrome with us as a partner. They were founded in 2008, so it's kind of a blend of looking to the past and looking into the future.
Well, I tell you what, Zach, Lando got a tremendous cheer from the crowds yesterday at the F1 show on the grid. So we were asking him who was going to be the top Brit this weekend. Martin nicked his bucket hat, looked quite good. What do you think? What are the chances of him getting up there on the podium in front of the home fans?
Well, we're going to give it our best shot. You know, there's a couple good Brits in the Mercedes that usually go very, very well around here. So I think Lando will have some competition to be the top British driver this weekend, but we'll give it our best shot.
Great stuff. Zach, thank you very much for your time.
Oh, always nice to hear. Oh, my mic's shield's fallen off. Always nice to hear from Zach Brown down there on the track. Let's go through the times then as things stand. It is Verstappen 1:29.863, Leclerc followed by Sainz, Tsunoda. Then we get Stroll up there. Hamilton, Gasly, Ocon, Magnussen, Russell as well, all looking good. And I think Lee McKenzie is made her way down to the pit lane with the new ART Grand Prix, the Apex Racing. Let's go on, Lee.
So I'm just getting moved in at the moment because Charles Leclerc, as you say, Alex, just went P2. He is just about to come into the pit lane. But yeah, we're looking into essentially what is a movie set in a live pit lane at the moment. It's all quite surreal.
Thank you, Lee. As well, the new Apex Racing, that's a movie for Apple Music. Apple TV coming in shortly as well. Laptops dying, so that's going to be fun as well, coming shortly as well. To try and get our timing screens back operational because everything's going wrong up here in the comms box. Let's go to button one. Hell. Fridays are hell, aren't they? We'll just return to us for a few moments as well while we get everything sorted here in the first practice session. I think it's all coming back to us now, though. It's one of these days where you just go, I want to go to the pub, isn't it?
Well, I've got some wine in the fridge.
Could do with it. Boys are back. Omi, we haven't heard from you for a while.
I think my weekend has been ruined.
Why? Oh, no, Alex. Alex is only on Channel 4, not on TV.
Well, yeah, and that's why I'm more quiet, because I'm now a bit upset. But anyway, it's not really going too well this weekend. You don't, well, we don't have Alex Jakes on F2. We don't have him on F1 TV. So, it's only Channel 4. Yeah. And unless you record it all and download it to the computer and stuff, you're not going to be getting the commentary again because it disappears.
Well, I do record it all. I'll just send it to you. But...
Well, make sure you send it to me then.
I will. It won't be available for a few days.
Got a new helmet.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Albon's got that. He's got like a crisper white, hasn't he, with the black side. It's quite fun.
Yeah, and you got the bunny ears on the top. That's,
oh, yeah, so he does.
Yeah, it's a nice little... I think only for this Grand Prix we'll use that helmet. It's probably going to be quite a lot more drivers who will have a special helmet this weekend. I mean, to be honest, nowadays they just use special helmets at nearly every occasion they get the opportunity for. So, yeah, that's
special
probably
liveries,
especially the British drivers, maybe. Yeah. Hamilton, Norris will maybe have Russell maybe have a different helmet. As Paris goes up to third in his Red Bull on the hards as well. So getting a little bit closer, but still the gap is quite a lot to Verstappen, who's already set his lap quite early in this session.
I'm still wondering what Williams was doing to the
Sargent's car.
Sargent, because they took off the panel behind him. I think that's quite near the engine cover, and for some reason I don't think they could get it to go back on, right? So we should probably keep an eye on that throughout the weekend, because it does seem like a problem which they're trying to fix really well, but they kept bashing it.
Oh no, I knew that was going to happen. Channel 4 have gone to an ad break, and then Sky go to an ad break as well, just to make my life a million times harder trying to connect technologies together, because now I've got to use this. We were told that wasn't going to happen. That's cruel. That's just playing with it, but there we go. That's when I've gone down in the pit lane then. Come into it wrong. So, great.
I feel like I'm underwater.
I know. We've got 2 TV channels. Do you think one of them could be actually showing the live pictures? Literally, Channel 4 went, then Sky went, didn't they, Megan? The only good thing is that Channel 4s don't last that long, so we might get a little bit back on that factor.
And right now, it's just an advert for cats.
Yeah.
I need something good to happen to make my day.
Well, Ben Edwards is back. That means we get Ben Edwards on the YouTube highlights for the first ever time.
Channel 4 should make their own highlights, to be honest.
There will be a highlight show, actually. There has to be.
Well, I'm saying, yeah, they will do that. I'm saying on YouTube, like just upload like a well, basically just like Sky Sports do it. Just make like a 10-minute highlights or something.
That would be good.
But
Albon and Bottas coming out on the circuit right now. In fact, several drivers are exiting the track right now, so we're going to see a lot of action in the next few moments. Go on.
Well, I'm actually surprised why no one's on Twitter has actually noticed that Ben Edwards is commentating on that. Like, no one's mentioned Alex Jakes on F1 TV, or no one's mentioned Ben Edwards.
every single... Oh, it's because it's connected to the laptop, isn't it? Yeah. Right, every single time we go to plug in one thing,
It's just
we lose signals.
That's annoying.
It's also coincidental. Don't like the look of that. Replay coming, Megan. This is Alexander Albon. What's he done on the circuit? Twitch down at
Albon.
Luffield. Yeah. Oh. What's happened?
I think it's clear that without
What's happened to our system?
Is everything okay?
Oh.
My goodness, what is going on?
I'm going to move this away from here because then it's not bleeping and using up some...
It's not that. Okay, we're back. No idea what on earth happened there.
Just, do you know all the ads?
Yeah.
Just seeing the thing for Oppenheimer. I didn't realise how many stars I liked were in it. I should watch that.
We need better race control systems up here in the comments box. We need to take
Go
some
on,
pressure
son.
off things. Go on.
we've got the feet camera angle again from the pedals.
Yes, I've got it.
On board with Lando Norris.
Lando's looking quite strong now.
Oh.
Coming to the last two corners. Look at that new... You can't tell it's different until he comes out to the side because they've got the chrome livery. And it does look really nice. Look, there's the pedal cam, as Synth was saying. On board with Lando. Doesn't that look cool? And Sky have missed it, by the way. I'd like to point out.
Flows over because look at where Ferrari are.
Ferrari 3rd and 4th. You remember Austria? They were 2nd and 3rd on the grid.
I think Luffield is clearly the most difficult corner right now. They've already said, we just saw Ocon's radios that the low speed corners are just so low grip on the exit, and it's so difficult. And I think Luffield is going to be the most difficult one. Maybe the final corner, but I think mostly Luffield is going to be the one. These cars are really struggling throughout. Now we've seen, now seeing a replay of Albon. We just saw the spin of Nick de Vries, of course, and everyone's just slightly drifting. Look how much he's trying to, his corrections, so many corrections just to try and keep his cars in a straight line.
This is not going well out here. I need to take this headset off.
Use this for a bit. My.
Don't think I will.
Josh.
Yeah, I saw. You've handed me the wrong microphone.
Albon. Going wide in stone. I think we're going to see a replay.
It's you!
What are you talking about?
Every time you're in this commentary box, Megan, everything goes wrong.
The white wire is in the thing where
Yeah, I know.
the headset is.
I know. So that we can go down. Yeah.
Always fucking every session. Not
Right,
when Megan's here.
right.
It
I'll
always
go.
goes
I'll go.
on
I'll
F1 weekend.
happily go.
Right, everybody.
Hold on. I'm going to pop out for a minute and let's just see.
No, stay here. I've had enough. Stay here. Nobody else talk.
Well, that's
And-
going to make for an effective commentary.
Yeah. Let me do the run through the field, please. Because we have got Verstappen from Perez, Sargent, then Leclerc, Stroll, Sainz, Zhou, Tsunoda, Albon, Hamilton, the top 10. Then Bottas, Gasly, Ocon, Norris, Magnussen, Russell, De Vries, Piastri, Hülkenberg, and Alonso. That's the running order. And I'd just like to announce my retirement. I've had enough of this. It's too hot in this commentary box. I cannot take it anymore.
Wait, that means I'm next in line. No.
Can I go get the fan, please? It's so hot in here. Thank you.
I'm the fan.
Oh,
What did I do
smears Omi's mic
to
a bit.
deserve this?
Is it mirror? Oh, is Omi's mic a little bit
What was
breaking
my
up
mic?
again? Oh,
Mic
no,
going
it's-
again.
It was for a little bit, but now it's okay.
Thank
Right.
God. Or I will literally break this headset because I had a big issue yesterday in TXPL. Right before it decided to go. Then right after, it fixed itself. So I was absolutely fuming. Then this morning, when I woke up after practice, it decided to glitch again.
Still is.
And then I managed to sort it.
Right.
it's-
So, surprisingly, no one's had any track time deletions. Fastest sector 2 times, 36.311 for Carlos Sainz. Ferraris really are doing quite well today. and it's
Yeah, he's going now for the source. I think they're not keeping track of track limits here in this in practice sessions.
I want Ferrari to be. Well, I want Ferrari to be taking the win this weekend, but I also wouldn't mind a British driver take it. So.
if only there was a British Ferrari driver.
Oh, that's better.
You happy now?
Yes.
Or something.
We've got a fan up in the comments box now, blowing it our leg. Just stand.
No, I'm going to stay here. Also, what is wrong with this?
Your lead has become caught in the mechanism of the chair. I did tell you to watch out for that. What's happened here?
How am I meant to know that?
I did say watch out for that when it happens. Right,
It's like
Megan's...
saying watch out for a bus when it's literally right in front of you.
Well, the underneath of this commentary box, by the way, is an absolute mess. What are you going on about now?
I tried to stand up. I got dragged back down.
Right, here we go. There. Better? Right.
I'm going to stay over here because I am not warm at all. So,
Right.
you could be cold over there.
Megs, it's not going to hit you. Just stand in front of where you were. We can't see
Yes,
you.
it's not going to hit me. I'm literally standing right in front of a fan, Josh.
And are you feeling... Oh, for God's sake. She's
No,
such
don't move it.
She's such a nitpick. I absolutely hate her sometimes. Little insight to all our commentaries. Sometimes I want to literally have a go.
Because you on.
Right, there. Ready? Hang on. Let me just put it there. There's no stand there. There. Happy now?
Kinda.
Right, better. Right.
Safety.
Blimey, it's just getting ridiculous. Right. Science has gone to the top. 129.5, 357, I think you all said. So, since it's just getting better and better for Ferrari.
Yeah, the first soft runs are coming in, so Science on the softs is doing a very good job getting into first place. Leclerc will start his lap soon as well on the soft compound tires, and well, we saw Tsunoda and Sargent doing that as well because they're in 4th and 5th. Very good job for them, but yeah, the Red Bulls are still yet to come out on soft, so let's hope it's not going to be as dramatic as it was. Look at Lewis Hamilton struggling through the slower parts of the circuit and coming towards the line. What can he do on his mediums? Goes up to P6 actually. That's pretty good.
Ow!
For Hamilton on the mediums.
We've got a... Megan's now frightened because there's a wasp coming towards her in the commentary box. It's just tread on my toe. It's gone now. Go. Out. Do you know, I'm nearly giving up on this. I really am. I can't... What a mess this is today. Yes, it really is. What a mess.
Oh, we're just over halfway there, so it's still a bit to go.
Let's put the softs on, I think.
And I feel like we haven't really talked about Aston Martin yet because it was an interesting race weekend for them. They obviously were promoted after their protest, which meant that Alonso went from 6th to 7th and Stroll from 10th to 9th.
From 7th to 6th.
Sorry,
from 7th to 6th. That would be disappointing, wouldn't it?
My numbers the right way
That would
around.
be disappointing. They protest,
Can you
they
imagine?
go
Can you
backwards.
imagine? Yeah. That was actually Fernando's best result in Austria, which I found quite hard to believe. But I feel as if, because they've been performing so well, Team Radio.
Well, this is pretty bad, mate. Okay, copy.
Interesting, because we didn't see that on Russell's car early on, did we?
No.
Lewis is complaining of it.
It might be through corner bouncing that he's struggling with, like through Stowe. On the exit, because we had the helmet cap that really bouncy on the curbs. You see his head, a big jolt when they went over those curbs there.
But yes, just back to Aston Martin, it's interesting because they had such high expectations coming into every race weekend because they start...
Right, so cars in the chat are now looking at Charles Leclerc. I'd like to apologise. We know today's a mess. It's a mess because the equipment is failing on us because of the heat. It's the top of the hour here in the UK. The humidity is through the roof and our equipment cannot take it. So just bear with us and we'll be back to normal later. And I'm getting a bit fed up of it myself up in the commentary box. I know, but let's just go on with it and stop moaning. It's driving up the wall. So Leclerc comes out the last corner. He's going to cross the time. He's 8th at the moment. Jumps up to P2 with a 1:29.418. Going forward, we're not going to have many commentators in the box because we're all talking over each other. It's driving me up the wall. Sargent now back out on the track. He's just done a big improvement up to 6th place as well, Sid. That's great from Sargent and from Albon. 6th and 8th for the Williams squad. They've got currently 7 World Championship points in there, and they're having a great time, way ahead of AlphaTauri.
Yeah, good job. We've got a yellow flag out on the track as well now, and it's back to green. So
Albon.
It's very good job by Sargent. Of course, he's on the soft, so maybe that's gonna help him out. But Albon, obviously a luck up from Nico Hulkenberg. Albon set his fast lap on the medium, so he's actually done a very good job, and he's really up there. So maybe, I think he's done it before here, he could get himself up into Q3. Wasn't it Latifi who got it up into Q3 here last year? I think it was,
yes.
But that was crazy, of course, that qualifying. Well, it's gonna rain again, so maybe this is Albon and Sargent's opportunity to try and make something out of it and get some points this weekend.
Bottas now coming out of turn 5 of entry down the Wellington Straight to continue on pushing. DRS is open. Yellow flag was briefly out, wasn't it? Then came back in a couple of seconds later at sector 5. So that was down at this part of the track coming out onto Aintree. So presumably Albon just had a little bit of a moment through there, but it has got going again. Bottas coming across the national start-finish straight now. Does he go any faster? He's 13th at the moment in the middle sector. We're about to find out. 104.6 is coming through. Fonju saying it's okay. Thank you. Well, it's slowly getting better. It's just that we've all come into the commentary box. Everything was working for practice. We've come back in, and it's like the systems, as soon as we boot up the Formula 1 systems, because they're different to the F2 and F3s, the system's just gone, nope, sorry, you're not doing that. It's giving a massive middle finger to me. And I can't get it. I'm having to literally kick it to work. And then the heat, because we've got this big light on. You can't see it in the comm box, but there's a big light directly above us. And that's beating down the heat. The commentary box is soundproofed, so it's incredibly hot. And that's overheating the technology. So that's why we've brought a fan in to try and circulate the air. We've got the door to the comm box open, but it is so hot in this box. It's like literally walking in hell. So I reckon it's hotter in the commentary box than it is outside. And you remember how hot I was outside earlier on. So it is a bit of a nightmare. Valtteri Bottas, though, through Copse Corner, taking a little bit of curb. He's out on the soft tyres. As Synth said, several of the drivers currently on softs. That is Sainz, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Sargent, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Gasly and Ocon and Magnussen are out there currently on soft compound tyres.
Yeah, definitely. So, and I just want to point out that the G-forces around this track are crazy. We just saw an onboard with Charles Leclerc, and we saw that into the right-hander of, I think it's Baggett. It was 5G. That's incredible around your neck, and it's gonna be, it's just a very difficult track to navigate, especially that S section of Baggett and Chapel, and then into Stowe we saw 4.6G as well. It's just incredible. Circuit for your neck, and it's just going to be very interesting to try and keep that up for the whole race, of course, on Sunday.
Omi, coming to you then as well. I know you can't hear, you've really got Ben Edwards, but isn't that interesting that Ben Edwards is in the F1 box because Channel 4 have got Alex? That's surprising, considering that Alex is contracted to F1 TV, not Channel 4. It must have been a personal choice to leave that box. I wouldn't have done it. I would have said, let's do it as a duo. But who's alongside him in the comms box? Is it Alex Brundle and James Hinchcliffe?
What I heard, I think Collins and Hinchcliffe was there as well. But yeah, personally, I would have. Personally, I think it should have just been done as a bit of a team up for that weekend. But I guess it probably didn't work out. I think that's what Alex Jiggs would have wanted, to be on the highlights and also be on the Channel 4 commentary. But looks like he's gone for Channel 4 to be a bit different this weekend fully. But yeah, so a bit unfortunate, and he's also not doing Formula 2, so he might be contracted to Channel 4 just fully for he might have to just do Channel 4 only. They might just say that he's not allowed to do Formula 2 on that weekend or something. I don't even have a clue, really, to be honest. Yeah,
it's a bit, it's annoying. It's annoying that. But it's nice to have Ben Edwards back in the commentary box at least. He keeps doing the British Grand Prix. That's always nice to hear. And nice to see him as well back up there in the comms box. going forward. Leclerc and Sainz track dominance. I would say they're pretty equal, Sint, wouldn't you? Sainz has got Leclerc on the straights, but Leclerc's good in the corners.
Absolutely, that final sector especially. Leclerc got that purple sector 3, I think. That was a very good job by him, and he got himself only 61 thousandths behind his teammate. And Gasly was going quick as well, and it's incredible. We just saw his sector times, and it was less than a tenth. I think it was around 600s in sector 2, and he just lost 4 tenths in that final sector. Otherwise, he would have been right up there with the Ferraris, but he's lost just a little bit. Still up into 3rd place, though, but it's incredible how much he's lost because of that final sector.
Katerina says, it's always fun to hear British people complaining about high temperatures. Thanks for the direct cheers from Portugal. No worries. I always say the heat in the UK is a very different heat to the rest of the world. As Ocon 129.319 goes to the top. I said that Alpine was looking strong, but I'd say the UK heat, it's more humidity than anything else. It's more of a wet heat, isn't it, than you get a dry heat in other countries. I would much rather have dry heat, but here in the UK, it's the humidity and it's the lack of oxygen you actually get. It's so bad. And since you've been here now in London when it was really hot as well, you know what I mean. It's a complete different type of heat.
It's the same in the Netherlands. It's incredible. It's so warm. If you go outside with 20 degrees, it feels warmer than like when I was in Indonesia with 30 degrees. It's incredible. It's so different to the rest of the world. Russell radio.
Big vibrations.
You don't want that.
Yeah.
That's around the fastest corner.
Rich and his gang have a look at the steering, please, as well, he says. I would say one thing a trick I always use is don't look at the air temperature, which is 24. Always look at the humidity and say that's the temperature. So technically it's 41 degrees because that's always more closer to what it is anyway than the air temperature. Leclerc's gone top 129.280 as SHG says by 0.039. Katerina says yes, totally agree as well. Here we have 60% humidity, but at least we have wind. Yeah, there's 0 wind. And also, as I said, there's a massive light cooking us above, as well as soundproofing all the way around the box. So it's like literally stepping in an oven. It was okay, actually, beforehand. Now it's just got a little bit worse. So I'm just trying to think why that would be. But Channel 4 is working well on the secondary monitor. So at least we've got other pictures. Russell to the line, goes 7th fastest, 129.874. And if you notice, without Megan, everything's going normal.
Well, luckily tomorrow it's going to be cooling down a little bit, but yeah, now it's just really warm, and it's the same here really. And I've got a baseball match this evening, so I'm going to stay out in the sun for 1.5 hours. It's going to be. I had it before, and it's just incredible. It's way too hot for that, but yeah, there's temperatures here indeed, and it feels so different compared to other countries, and yeah, it's incredible.
This is what I was waiting for. The Sky F1 pictures have gone to an ad break, but Channel 4 haven't, so I've still got TV pictures. This is what I've been waiting for all session. This is the reason we've got this monitor up here in the comms box, so I can take a seat and take a look at it. Here comes the Haas then of, I believe, Kevin Magnussen coming into the loop. As you can see on your driver track, he's got Ocon behind him, and Ocon in front of him, sorry, De Vries behind him as he goes down the straight in towards the braking zone for Brooklands at turn number 6. This is where Jess is located, and Jess is tweeting throughout at Jess Bell is trackside for us at JB Motorsports YT on Twitter to get all of the information, and she's delivering us with some brilliant trackside stuff throughout the weekend as Magnussen flies in once more. Don't worry, I mean, we're also going to get you some audio from Alex Jakes for free practice too. I know you're in the pit lane, although you can actually watch it because you're in pit lane for FP2, so you can actually go watch Channel 4 instead.
No, I'll stay here and then, I guess. Ugh, watch back after.
Good idea. It'll be on demand as well. Magnussen's middle sector time's looking strong as well. It's a 36.752 as he comes up towards the last 2 corners. Boots it hard. What can K-Mag do in the Haas? Oh, he's backed out the lap time. Coming into
What's it, Josh?
Yeah, go on.
How was touring cars yesterday? Oh, obviously the ERC one.
Really good. Really strong couple of races. Race 1 was a bit dominant. Race 2 was a lot closer. Race 3 sort of died off as well. It's in the commentary box, by the way, for Channel 4. It's Alex Jakes, Billy Monger and Alice Powell. So
Yep.
they're up in the box there. And also, I think it is going to be Mark Webber in the comms box for the British Grand Prix, which will be fun.
Yep.
However, many people say, why have you got another monitor? Why do you need another monitor in the comms box? Because Channel 4 has difference, including this, Lee Mackenzie's trackside. Okay, we can't hear from her at the moment, unfortunately, which is bad. She's down there in the pit lane, but we can't hear from Lee Mackenzie because something's gone wrong with the audio transmission. We can have a go, but 9 times out of 10 we always end up losing some TV picture. But we will give it a go and go over now.
Program chipping in to all the practice sessions, so it'll be great to get the insight from James and what is a big weekend of celebrations here at Williams.
Alex Jakes.
Yeah, what a milestone, Lee, for the entire team, and they're celebrating that, as you say, with a special livery for this and the next Grand Prix as they hit that 800 Grand Prix milestone. Perez out attacking on the soft tyre at the moment. Mighty direction change through Copse Corner, and it continues now. These really are sweeping corners and a great illustration of the power and the grip of a modern Formula One car.
29.2.
Sergio Perez.
There you go. Thought you might like to hear that as well, Omi, to hear him come through as we lose TV pictures. So I don't know what's going on now. Seems every time we try and plug things back in, it always goes wrong. Up here in the comms box. Oh, what's going on with our monitors?
Just that chaotic weekend.
Yeah, we'll fix that. Oh, hang on. Now you're up on the other monitor. What on earth is going on with this? At the moment, it's like it's Perez up to 3rd. Perez takes 3rd position.
That surprises me.
Okay, we've lost the boys up here as well. We're trying to get things sorted. I told you we might lose them.
That's it.
What?
I think we lost pictures.
Everything has gone wrong. Everything has gone. I have no idea what's happened. We've lost drivers. We've lost
Sounds
everything.
good for me. Oh, never mind, I heard myself twice. No, I don't. No. Well,
Let's go over. Let's go back.
He's best at. He's
Yeah.
great at coming from the back, and it's not what you want to be known for totally. I mean, he's obviously done very well from the front and won races, but he is great. He's a great fighter, fighting through the field. And here we go, Max on his soft tyre run.
Right, heading down into the first corner. This will be comfortably flat out, and all he's thinking about now is the positioning for the braking zone into the turn 3 right-hander at the farm. Slightly wide at the apex, but he's carried momentum through and up to the loop as well. Listen to the traction.
Pretty good.
No wheel spin at all, was it? As he unleashed that Honda power onto the Wellington straight. Now look how deep they can brake coming into Brooklands here. 10th up on Leclerc's time in just the first few corners. Watch his hands. A little bit of correction. But that Red Bull, once again, is giving him all the confidence he needs. Just carry the minimum speed, carry the momentum up towards Copse. Just breathtaking to watch there. Slight shower of sparks as he comes up towards this amazing section going through Maggots and Beckett's. Get the positioning right. That first section of that, so important to make sure you get the last part a bit wide there. Carried a bit of understeer, but nearly 4/10 up on Charles Leclerc's time. This is what we've come to expect from Max as his teammate gets nicely out of the way, up towards Stowe. Doesn't run wide, pretty conservative in terms of track width there. Nicely into the apex for club corner, and then comfortably flat out through this last little kink. And this should take him comfortably to the top of the times.
Yeah, the first driver to go into the 128s. And this will be his 150th Grand Prix start for the team. That is astonishing, isn't it? When you actually think about Barcelona, when he won his debut race for the team. Doesn't seem that long ago.
Right.
And it was.
Wide at that apex, isn't it?
He was wide at apex. He did have a bit of a correction on the wheel, but I don't know if it's because of the understeer in the car. I would say the car looks understeery for Max. You know, he likes it a bit more on the nose, but still able to pull a good lap time out
It's
of it.
worth remembering that they've only actually won here once in the last 10 years. That's crazy. And it was the 2020 70th anniversary Grand Prix. It wasn't a British Grand Prix, but it obviously was on this circuit. They haven't got the greatest record here, Red Bull.
They did have. When in 2010 to 2013, I think they won almost every race.
And then from then on, the next decade, not so much.
I heard that stat this morning, and you're right, it did surprise me a little bit, but then you sort of think beyond the stat, and you go, okay, in 2021 you had the famous crash with Lewis, so it wasn't like he wasn't competitive, they were fighting for the win.
Damage last year.
Ran over the end plate.
And the other years they didn't have the best car.
Yeah.
So in 2010 to 13 they did, and I think they won every year here.
Yeah, but this is interesting because it hasn't been a happy hunting ground for them. Austria, on the other hand, absolutely has. He's 5 wins there, and I think it gets into your psyche somewhat. So hopefully, well, for their sake, they can break that. And Christian Horner saying the team is operating at a level that they've never experienced in their 19-year history. So they come here in just incredible form. 1-2 at every race so far this season. And yeah, Max Verstappen, a 42nd career win, going above Senna in the all-time list.
Yeah, I don't think they've been a 1-2 at every race.
No. Max has had a 1
Max had a
or a 2.
Okay.
Sorry.
Every race this year. Yeah, that's staggering.
Sorry, you thought I said 1-2 as in Max
race.
and Jacko. No. Max has been first or second in every race.
Got it. With you now.
Yep.
I mean, once again, though, guys, like... Oh, Albon.
Albon.
Wow.
That's good to see.
It's very loose again at the rear, wasn't it, through there? And it doesn't seem to be riding those curves very well. But no, great to see Alex up there. Their car is definitely better in qualifying form, which is basically what it will be now on a new set of tyres. They have a few issues in terms of balancing the car around here, but it seems to be working pretty well. So no, great job by him. And it's also a couple of tenths up on the rest of the field. It's that's a big margin, especially on the Ferraris.
How vulnerable is this car to wind?
I think it is. Front locking, especially on older tyres, I think is the biggest issue when you combine turning in and braking at the same time. I think that's the same for a lot of teams, though. And you know, if it's not front locking, it's oversteering. So you know, you're in a very small window, especially when it's windy. That definitely affects you with a racing car around here. And you know, the cars that have more downforce, it's always a little bit less of an issue.
It's a curious strategy on tyres at the moment, isn't it? Because the Mercedes drivers are the only two.
Stroll.
No, Stroll's on the softs now.
Oh, he's gone onto the softs.
Yeah. So Mercedes are the only cars that haven't run the soft tyre yet. We've got 7 minutes to go, so they can still go do a lap because they've got time. But yeah, they're clearly running a different sort of run plan,
What would the
different strategy.
thinking be behind that?
Well, maybe they just want to get a baseline on the harder tyres to start with, and you know, we know they've got a few bits and pieces that are new to the car, and maybe they just need to get a more solid baseline. What happens with the soft tyre is you get a peak of performance and then it drops away. So it's quite hard to get a consistent read when you've got a tyre that changes so much in a couple of laps, whereas at least with the harder or the medium tyre, you can do a few laps and get a bit more of a read on the car.
Well, that was Checo going second, a much better lap, 3 tenths up on his previous best, and that was a couple of laps into his run. So surprising how consistent they are. I guess it's because the circuit is improving as well. Here is Lewis going through Stowe, big snap of oversteer, and then it's meant that he's run wide over the curb, and the car does not like those curbs.
How significant is the evolution of this track throughout the weekend?
It seems to be bigger than normal, I would say. As Karun said, you know, this track is used a lot.
Yeah.
Just not by this Pirelli rubber.
Okay, let's head down to Ted in the pit lane. What have you got for us, Ted?
You know, Natalie, I don't think this session could be more feeling like this practice session could feel more like a test session if it was called Testy McTest session. really, because it just feels like there are so many. I'm seeing so much aero paint on so many bits of bodywork. I'm seeing so many front wings being changed and different things being tried. I mean, McLaren, Lando's new front wing was still being finished at the track in the middle of free practice one session of this session. So they've been pushing it. That's how hard they've been pushing it to get it done and actually get it to the track. So they're going to be doing some tests with it later. So I'm really seeing different levels of fuel. Haas, for example, are just doing sort of higher fuel level runs to see if they can solve or get some answers to their tyre degradation issues, especially here, especially on the front tyres, as Jensen's been illustrating earlier. So, yeah, interesting practice session, but unusual in terms of ones we've seen with run plans, etc., before this season.
And I guess, Ted, the proximity of the factories means that they can bring things in and out much more easily than anywhere else in the world.
Definitely. I saw just coming out of the TV compound, and that's where the access area is to the paddock. You see a steady stream of kind of, grey transit vans, other makes of van are available, with some chaps from the factory, or girls from the factory, dropping stuff off from Enstone, from Woking, from Milton Keynes, from Grove, Williams, and everywhere, just bringing loads of new stuff because they've been working overnight. In fact, when I had a look around the Aston Martin factory yesterday, they were still working on some stuff overnight there, just getting it all ready. And it's so easy just to bring it over, so why not? And test it out in this test stroke practice session.
George Russell there going in quite deep and hot and then getting wide offline, having a little snap and running off the track. Yeah, another point here that actually one of the TPs was mentioning as a topic they discussed with government is that at the moment, after Brexit, it's a big operation for them to get parts to the European race weekends because of the carnet system. And actually, that's one of the benefits of this race. They don't need to file all the paperwork in advance. And, they were saying things like, let's say we race at Barcelona, you have a big crash, and there's a load of bits that will just normally go in the skip. They have to bring it back now, and there's a whole load of paperwork, whereas at the British Grand Prix at least, they're able to keep bringing these parts from the factories throughout the weekend without having to go through the hassle of paperwork for it.
So will that be the other way around for Ferrari, AlphaTauri, for example?
Presumably.
Here at the British Grand Prix, yeah.
Presumably. I mean, I'm no expert in, Brexit foreign trade regulations, but I presume,
you seem to be.
So we're almost back up and running here on JB Motorsports after resetting the equipment because we lost access to the commentary box. We've done everything in reverse in many respects as well to keep things going. I don't know where Synthel's gone. That's really annoying. As Synthel's disappeared, but Amy's still with us up in the comms box as well. As we had a failure, which is always fun. Where's Synthel gone?
Right, so he needs to actually head off. And he won't be available for F2 and F3 quality. So, just letting you know.
Honestly, we're all having a weekend right now where we just want to forget it. It's that type of action. So let me just move over from the 2-cam to the 1-cam Discord, and we'll get Omi synced up on the TV pictures. There we go. And Megan's back with us up here in the team. Look, everything now looks like it's working, Megan. So fingers crossed it's actually going to be okay. What a stressful session. What are we seeing here? George Russell. Is he going to have some wing damage? Because he was complaining about it, wasn't he? Look,
he did go off.
Hulk. He's got winglet damage. Look, it's flown off of the start of the hangar straight. That's surprising.
Yeah, Russell went off at turn 6, causing yellow.
So that was down at Brooklands. He's had a little off-track excursion. Here's your cheer if you want to sit back the way.
Well, we're only here for another minute. So.
Yeah, sorry that we've been so away. Honestly, the system's now working there. We've done everything in reverse. Literally everything has been done in reverse to make sure this works. So we opened up the F1 systems first, then opened up Discord. It seems to be now playing up no longer. But I think everybody's just like, what on earth is going on?
Everyone's tired.
Yeah, the systems are like not wanting to work with us. So you sort of have to give them a quick kick. Then they sort of just start to work into this one. We'll go through our session results, of course, as per normal at the end of this session. But at least you've had constant commentary across this one, across from Channel 4, Sky, and us here at Jamie Motorsports as well. And we'll be back to normal for the practice sessions going forward, because none of these problems happen with the F2 system or the F3 system. It's only F1 that is constantly having the problem, and
It likes to pick and choose.
it's driving you. It's driving me up the wall. It must be driving you up the wall too, Megan.
Yes.
Yeah, not great, is it? Not nice.
No.
As it comes. Omi, then, what have you made of this first practice session?
Well, it's been pretty calm for them. It's been pretty chaotic for us. So, yeah, the checkered flag though is out. But yeah, Red Bull looks super strong. Hoping someone can challenge them, but we'll need a bit of chaos and a lot of drama for that to happen. But yeah, pretty chaotic for all of us here at JB Motorsports. However, a pretty quiet session of the.
Laptop's dying again. That's great. I bet you're just going to go power off it. It'll switch off at some point during the day. Well, I can do.
Look, it's the checkered flag.
Not lucky, because there's several other series to cover.
Unlucky for those series.
Back to back. It's not great. For instance, this is our schedule for the rest of the day. Here on JB Motorsports. Qualifying for Formula 3. That's coming up at 2:05 British Summer Time. So we get a half-hour break. Then F2 qualifying from 3. And the second practice session, 3:45 as well. You're not here. You're gone for the rest of the day.
I know.
Good.
It's my writing time. I won't do sessions if they're in the middle of my writing time.
What have you made of this session? Please tell me at least you found it somewhat interesting.
I did it in a way that I found that the Ferraris were able to keep at least a somewhat similar pace to the Red Bulls.
I think my biggest surprise, Alexander Albon in 3rd place for Williams.
Very good for Williams. Not so good for Sargent. I do think there's a problem with Sargent.
I think there's a problem with Sargent. He's down in 17th. Fernando Alonso racing at Silverstone for the 20th time in his F1 career, tying with Kimi Raikkonen for the most career appearances at this circuit.
Hopefully he'll beat him
probably.
next year.
Go on, Amy.
Probably should have waited, because I just sent you a GM and it made a noise, so.
Thought so. Well, it's Russell down now. Radio again. This is down at Woodcote.
Cars all over the place now in 6 and 7.
You said he was off track, Megan, at turn 6 and 7. This is it. He hasn't gone off. Oh, hello. What on earth is that on the track?
What?
And Sergio Perez has sucked it up. It's been AstroTurf.
What's a bag in the middle
Bin
of the
bag.
track?
It's a beanbag, you're right.
Okay.
A bin bag.
It's a bin bag. Did you think?
Can I please have that to do my to put my grass in it?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard someone say it.
It is. It's a bin bag that's been thrown out onto the middle of the circuit. Oh,
You
that's
don't think that's...
just up here?
Yeah.
No. That's blown onto the track somehow. The wind is up here.
Either that or someone accidentally let go when they were putting their bin out this morning.
It's a 1.2 kilometre wind speed at the moment, so it could still be blowing up there. First, do you see what I mean about standing up in the heat?
Not really. But again, in 40-degree weather, it took me ages to warm up.
Yeah, you're actually in thick clothes.
Well, not so thick. This is quite thin.
Whatever.
I have thinner ones.
So, practice starts on the grid with Ben Edwards here. Suppose you could say his catchphrase as well. He'll be saying it. That'd be something. Ben Edwards back on F1 TV this weekend, replacing Alex Jakes, who does Channel 4. So, well, at least we'll hear lights out, away we go.
Yeah.
And that
means, that means, Josh, that you don't need to do it. So are we going to get action at Silverstone?
Always.
instead?
I never say anything else. I always say action.
Well, sometimes you say lights out.
Oh, that's in the other formulas. With Formula 1, I always say action. I made a mistake in Monaco.
What F2 and F3?
Yeah.
What are F2 and F3? Still going lights out?
I'll do something on those variations as well. Lights out, race on is my favourite one.
I'm going to go because I need a drink.
Alright, well, now look who's hot. Now you can stay for 2
No,
minutes.
because I haven't had a drink
I
all
haven't
the
eaten.
time.
You can stay here for just a minute because we're going to go through the results and get your closing thoughts. Won't be long.
My
so-
water's got hot, to be honest. Very hot.
I know.
We're in the
It's same
sun.
here. It's just we need this. I need to switch this light off. I think for F2
Why
we
you
have
have
this
it
light
on
off.
during the daytime? I struggle to know.
Because otherwise we look ridiculous because we're barely seen.
What about that light?
Having my light
I'm
on.
gonna have that one on. Yeah, that'll be fine. Megan always says, why do the... Because it's, you know, without door closed, it's dark in here.
The light's actually good in my room. It lights it up a tiny bit, like that.
Here's the results then from free practice 1 here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. Been quite a chaotic session, don't worry, practice 2 will be better. It's Max Verstappen, surprise, surprise, he's taking the fastest time. Sergio Perez second, but Alexander Albon in third. Williams' home race in their 800th Grand Prix celebration, looking strong. Fourth for Fernando Alonso, Charles Leclerc fifth, Esteban Ocon sixth, seventh Carlos Sainz, eighth Lando Norris, ninth is Lance Stroll, 10th for Oscar Piastri. 11th, Nick de Vries, Hamilton 12th, Gasly 13th, Russell 14th, Bottas 15th, Tsunoda 16th, Sargent 17th, Zhou 18th, Magnussen 19th, Hulkenberg taking 20th. Okay, closing thoughts. Megan, what did you make of the session?
Good for Williams and for Ferrari.
Amy, what about you?
Full domination.
Right, we'll be back then for F3 qualifying in about 25 minutes' time. Bye for now.